Beautiful. Oh my goodness, that was perfect. Wow. You have to say it over and over again. I hardly ever hear it like that.
I try to get that tongue roll going into the way you say it. But Sherris is a good friend of mine and the executive director of the Shenango Valley Chamber of Commerce. How are you, Sherris?
I'm good. I'm good. Doing, I mean, I'm good. It's a pandemic. I'm good. It's good as we can be in this time. Keeping it real.
Well, I know, and I appreciate you coming on because I know right now more than ever, probably you're like extremely busy because you're doing your best to really serve your businesses and your community. And that's why I wanted to bring you on, and why I so appreciate you coming on, because I want to talk about, what are the businesses feeling right now that you're talking to? What are you guys going through? And then I really want to give some solutions later on about how businesses can really work together. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today. But let's just start with like what is going on as far as Shenango Valley and the businesses.
Yeah, I mean, and just like anywhere else, I mean, I think in this country right now, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of concern, there's a lot of big emotional swings. I actually say it's like everyone's a little tipsy, which sounds kind of funny, but it is. Everyone's just like, because everyone's responding a little bit bigger or deeper or more, maybe things are hitting us, like everything's amplified. I guess maybe that's what I'm trying to say. So you can, I mean, and with good reason. I mean, people are worried about losing their livelihoods or, all kind of things. So as a chamber, our role, and just like every business, we've had to evolve with this. And so, we're not doing events right now, of course, but what we're trying to do is be a very good source of information. People are calling us, not even many aren't even members, but they're just calling to find someone to give them answers. And that's fine. We're like, whoever calls, just call. And if they need help, we help. And we just forward them on to the right people to talk with. And then the other thing I feel like we're trying to be is a kind of a community morale booster as well, that kind of encourage people that we're going to get through this. It's tough, it's serious, yes, but together we can do this. So
I love it. And that is, together we can do this, which is why I'm so grateful for everybody who's agreed to come on and just share what's happening, and that we're not alone. We're all feeling that same uncertainty.
Yes.
But there are solutions, and there are some ways that we can really help each other, especially as business owners and leaders like you, leaders in the community. So let's just talk a little bit about, how can businesses help each other? What are some things you're seeing right now?
Well, it's funny. I kind of coined this little term in my head, which, I call it pandemic partnering, because we're finding interesting partnerships happening that probably wouldn't happen unless something like this occurred, which, don't get me wrong, I don't want something like this to occur to have the partnerships, but we're going to, find some lemonade out of the lemons. Let's at least find this. Like, for example, talking to our hair salon community, which of course they're struggling right now because completely shut down. And, as soon as they're open, we're all completely going to be inside there getting, so we were like, holy crap. But
right.
They're trying to get people to buy like gift cards or sell product, but it's really hard. And very interestingly, our hair salon community actually reached out to each other, created their own little Facebook group just for them, that they can share tips, ideas, how they can help each other. And like they're cross promoting each other's products and gift cards. And now they're so thrilled about that they've done this, where normally they might be competing for employees or whatever, or competing for business. They've learned like from this that, okay, now if I have a really big wedding party and we can't do all their hair, we can now form some of, we could partner with another place and they can help us and we can keep this partnership going. It's like really, kind of like I want to say heartwarming, even though, of course the reason is awful, but, so we're of course working with them to help promote them, amplify them even more in their businesses and what they're selling, and letting people know, you still can get gift cards. Now's the time. Hey, we ask them for donating all kind of stuff to our events and our basket raffles. Why don't, now's the time to go buy, gift cards from them and help them out, so.
Yeah, I love it. I love that they came together and formed a group, and are helping each other. I mean, that is awesome.
It is.
That really is. Because you're right, they normally would be competing, and now they're like, hey guys, listen, we're on the same boat.
Yep.
And what can we do? And I love that idea. I really do. That's a really cool idea.
Yeah, and we're going to connect them to some barbering salons as well. And then we're also yeah, so I mean, it just, yeah, those kind of, that's one way of handling this is, again, we're in it together. So yeah.
Yeah. What else have you seen? I mean, as far as like how are some of the businesses adjusting out there with, and I'm sure it's the same as everywhere, but
Sure. So there's a couple different, so there's like two things going on. We have some businesses that are just completely shut down. So there's, they're struggling. And so for us, we're just trying to get them the information. Here's how to apply for federal funding. Here's how to apply for state funding. Here's the information here, and a lot of them, is there a term? They're like, they have like cotton in their ears because they're so afraid. And it's like you say it over and over and they just can't hear you because they're so afraid. And I'm like, apply for everything. Don't worry. If you don't want it, you have a few weeks to think about it, but just apply because you got to get in the queue. But what happens is, in a week later, we touch base with them and they're like, well, my uncle's neighbor's rabbit's owner said that I shouldn't do it because I won't get money. And we're like, just apply. But the fear factors.
yeah.
We're trying to so there's those businesses. And then there's the other businesses, like, of course, the medical field, they're busy. They're completely busy. There's the medical field. There's, groceries, essential workers. So they're super busy. So we're trying to be supportive of them. And in fact, some of those are even hiring. So we're trying to get the word out about that. So it's like there's just two different dichotomies going on there that we're trying to be supportive of.
Right. I wonder if pride plays into that too, more than fear.
Which one?
I wonder if pride, and I'm turning my phone
It's
on
no.
silent. I didn't do that, so I apologize.
Okay. I'm actually.
If there's also pride along with that fear as far as not asking for help,
Yeah.
and reaching out to get some of the loans and
So
forgiveness loans.
I'm glad you brought that up because I literally was in a meeting about 2 hours ago with like a couple foundations and our local community action organization. And we were discussing how like they have help for like individuals more so like maybe rent or food or stuff, but they're also not necessarily hearing from people as many as they thought they would be. And some of it is that they're calling us, and so we send them on because sometimes people they've never needed, they don't know who to call, but they know they can call the chamber. At least like we laughingly say we're Google of the Valley because they'll call information. So like, we have a muskrat in our basement. I'm like, okay,
Well, but you know what?
Thanks for calling.
I just have to share this because I know we have viewers that are not from Shenango Valley. We
Right.
have
Okay. Yes, please.
viewers from everywhere, and Shenango Valley is in Western Pennsylvania, right next to Ohio. Like they're neighbors as far as where I grew up.
For alcohol, but
and Shenango Valley is just a very small, cute, tight knit
Mayberry
community, and yeah, so calling the chamber to ask for pretty much anything makes complete sense there. And I'm sure in other small communities, it's like, hey, it's my business and I've got a concern or a question.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna call the chamber.
So exactly. I mean, we still in our community have people who come in and ask for yellow books. They're still looking for. So I mean, that's very. It's we call it like it's a little Mayberry. So there's and we were just discussing broadband access, and some people don't have internet access or aren't savvy to it. So again, they're calling, and that's fine. So we just try to direct them who to talk to, but yeah, that's been so as we're getting the phone calls, we're just trying to get them to the people they need to talk with. What was the question again? I got lost in Google of the Valley. I'm sorry.
This happens with us a lot. We go way off, right? I think it's just what have you seen? And I know we talked about pride. I said, do you think some of it plays into it? Why maybe some people that are saying we need help and you're advising them like, apply for this and take advantage of what's out there, and they're not doing it. I get that people are afraid, and I understand the uncertainty, but I wonder if pride plays into it.
It's so fun. Like I said, at this meeting I just said that I had earlier, they were also questioning, like they're hearing from some people, but not hearing as much as they thought. And I said, well, I'm hearing from businesses who are interested, they're wanting to know more about some of the loan programs, but I completely concur with that. We actually said pride could be part of it because many of these businesses, they have never been in this position before, ever.
Right.
So, so full disclosure, hey, you know what? The chamber, we're a 501c3. C6, we couldn't apply for some of it, but we did apply for the EIDL because there is a grant potential. So, I mean, even the chamber, because we were dealing with some, we're dealing with some stuff too. We're not, everyone's not alone. So, I mean, everyone I guess what I'm saying is every business is having different struggles. We've had to cancel some of our major events, and those are fundraisers for us. So,
Yeah.
that's going to have an impact on our budget at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So, if so I said that, full disclosure of that, because I'm like, if the chamber can do it, and then maybe we only get $1,000, we just get a little help, but that's rent, or that's this, or that's that. So I say that because I want businesses to know that that's what it's there for. These programs are specifically created for this whole situation, to go and apply. And the thing is, other people, I think too, there's a concern of, I don't want a loan over my head, but some of it's forgivable. So just apply for everything. And then you don't have to accept it right away. You can look at it, you can research. There's more information coming out every day. You have time to ask experts, but apply now, because so many other people get ahead of you if you don't. So
Right, right. And if they wanted to apply, do you know, and I am kind of like putting you on the
yeah,
spot here,
yeah,
do you know what the website is where they would
yeah.
go to apply, or where?
Yeah, they want to go to the Small Business Administration website. It's SBA, I'm going to say .gov, but all they have to do is Google Small Business Administration, and they'll find the website. And everything is right there, where they can actually apply right there online. So, and also there's good information there. There's webinars that have already run that they've saved, so you can review them. I would just go, and here's the thing. This is something we keep hearing a lot. People are like, there's a lot of stories that like sort of write about about what's on the SBA and SBA website and stuff. So the stories, everything changes. Sometimes people don't get the story right. Just go to the website, go right to the source and read it there. They have the information there, and then they can get the accurate information.
Right. And I have Maggie Horn coming
Oh,
on too in 2 weeks, who is also going to share. That's what we're going to be talking about,
yes, that's good.
is
You're gonna.
everything that's available. So thank you for connecting me with Maggie, because I
Well,
do think that that's important. I think that there are a lot of questions as
mhm.
far as, what is forgiven and what's not forgiven, and what do I do and how do I do it. So she will be coming on, I think the 27th. I don't know. Watch the page and you'll see.
Oh,
But
I will.
she will be talking with me about all of that. I've seen a lot of businesses really do whatever they can, right, to
Mhm.
help. And I
Right.
think it depends on what industry you're in. With what I'm doing as far as digital marketing, I've seen a lot of my colleagues offer help, right? Whatever anybody needs, like, call them, we'll help you. They've come on here and they've shared information, they've shared tips. I love what the hairdressers in Shenango
Oh,
Valley are doing as far
super.
as helping each other.
Yeah.
And here's my thought is that, if you are a business and you do want to help in some way, first take a look at, what is your product, what is your service, and you don't have to help and it doesn't have to be like enormous. It doesn't have to be something like you donated all of this money, or
Yeah. Not at
you
all.
did this big thing. I think even the simplest of things, like creating a Facebook group, a
Yeah.
community, is helping. And I mean, I don't know. What is your
No,
opinion?
you're completely right. Look, as a small, I want to say smallish chamber in the sense of our area is small. We have a community foundation. We have several foundations here who are ponying up major money to help our food warehouse and helping with PPE products that needs. So they're doing a lot of the big dog fighting for us, thank goodness. But so we're trying to just be very hyper local and focus on what our neighbors need, what the people here need. We developed a program, it's a check in on your neighbor. And we literally created these. We work with Minuteman Press, who actually donated them. And they're door hangers that just say, hi, I'm your neighbor, just checking in. If you need help with anything during this time, you put your name, your phone number, and it's just simple. And these are all at all the grocery stores in the whole valley. So that if anyone, because we have older people here who just, maybe they don't have internet, maybe they don't have cable, and they're afraid to leave their houses. And so
Right.
this is just a real simple way, very safe. You can just hang it on their door, and if they can check in and they can call you if they have any needs. We have also United Way has the 211 number that people can call that, but not everyone knows that. So if they can
No,
just
I
stay
don't.
safe,
So
right?
share. What
Yeah.
is United Way doing? And
Yeah, well, United Way is part of with the foundations. They're trying to listen and hear what are the needs of our social organization, social services organizations. And so the big thing they have is the 211 number. So anyone can call 211 in our valley, and if they call it, if they have like questions for help, rent, bill pay, anything. The people on there will direct them to it. So we have that too. But again, not everyone knows about that. So this is a simple way that people can feel like they're helping. This is very simple. The other thing that we're doing as a chamber is we're doing what we're calling first responder lunches. And what it is it's lunch for not just first responders though, it's also any medical groups or even essential workers. And we're working with our restaurants and our businesses. We have businesses that are still doing okay, right? But this now's not the time to be like, hey, buy from me, everything, because you can't advertise the normal way. And I'm sure you're seeing that too. So
Right.
what a nice way where they reach out to us, they pay for lunches. And so we go to a restaurant. So now we're supporting a restaurant. We're buying a bulk lunch and local restaurants that need it because they're all curbside or takeout right now or delivery. They're not, so
Right.
they need the help. And then we support a first responder or essential business, and they makes them feel so appreciated. Then we get a picture, we promote it on social media, and now so we've helped kind of promote the business, but the business is very well aware that the priority is that we're helping a restaurant, feeding a first responder group, but it's also a way to soft, or I want to call passively advertise that business too, because right now is not the time to be. You have to be very aware of how you're promoting, as I'm sure are seeing that too.
Yeah, you do. You do. And a lot of people think that right now is not the time to sell. I think you can still sell, but I think it's very sensitive.
Yes.
It's very different type of
Yeah.
selling. And yeah, you do have to be more sensitive to what's going on and empathetic to that,
Absolutely. One of
to
the
what's
phrases,
happening.
exactly. One of the phrases I keep saying is, "Got to read the room." Just keep reading the room because
Yeah.
for example, we had an event next month that we know we're going to reschedule, and we might even end up canceling it because of timing and all. But it said even if everyone's back to work May 1st and the event's near the end, it's a celebration. It's an awards event. Are people really going to be in the mood to celebrate? Are they also going to want to be around
If
a big
they're
crowd?
out of the house, they might.
They might. This is true, but I mean, also, are they going to want to be around a big crowd? Like, we had to really read that whole
Yeah,
what,
well, that part's true.
right? So
When this is released, are we going to just go and get into big crowds or not? And I don't know. I
I don't
mean,
know. I know. So there's that. But so for this first responder lunch, like for like the highest we've spent, I think, and we say the people, the people who are paying for it, it's like $150 for like one time was once like, but mostly generally it's about $100. So for $100, you're supporting a restaurant, we're promoting the restaurant and the first responder group, and you're getting a little promotion for your business. What a great thing. We've had people throwing money at this. We have people who've taken every Tuesday of this month, every Thursday of this month. Like they are so excited because number one, they want to help. We have a very giving community, but what a real simple way that we're really helping too. Because I assure you, those businesses, when they get that big order, the restaurants, they are so appreciative.
that's a great idea. Even colleagues in the same industry coming together to do that. Neighborhoods, right?
Yeah,
A specific neighborhood, and the neighbors chipping in a couple bucks to get that $100 to purchase food from a restaurant to give it to first responders and
absolutely.
frontliners, everybody that's on the front line.
Front
I
line.
think
That's
that's
how
a neat
yeah.
idea.
And part of the reason we put it out on social media too is so it inspires other people to do it too. So we're finding that other people are just doing it too on their own, and so, which is awesome. That's exactly the whole point. Is it rippled out? So now other restaurants and other businesses and other essential employees are getting support. So again, a very simple way, didn't cost a ton of money, but it was helpful. Another thing that's been going on is we've had a couple different people on Facebook. One created Shenango Valley Takeout page, and one created the Shenango Valley Retail page. So the takeout page was, as soon as they realized restaurants would have to shut down, they wanted to make sure the restaurants got supported. So they encouraged all the restaurants to get on this page, even if they have their own Facebook page. It's just double the exposure, and then encourage people like us as we bought food first to buy food, and as we bought it, post our pictures of the food and tell more details. And it's just been really great. And so that it's like 10,000 people on that page already. Like it's been amazing.
Wow. Is it a group or is it a Facebook
It's
page?
a Facebook page. No, it's a Facebook group. It is a group.
Okay,
Right.
so in that
And
group,
in
they
that
can
group,
share
yes,
whatever
what they're
promotion.
eating, who's still open, who's still delivering. And it's created also this great community feel of like we are all by gaining 5 pounds, we're all like, no, we're all laughing about, oh my gosh. But by eating, we are all supporting businesses. And these businesses have said how it has made such a difference for them. And actually I should connect you to her too, because she's a good one to talk with. And so that's been, and that's been really amazing. And then as a chamber, we've been working, we've been helping to amplify that. So then we promote it on our page. And so we, on our chamber page, of course, we're promoting our member restaurants, but because there's this page, it's all the restaurants we can cross promote. And then we created just a simple takeout menu of all our chamber restaurants with their name, their address, their number, their hours, delivery, curbside, and we just sent that out as a PDF, and so people have that, and that's just a nice, you can stick it on your fridge or whatever, and you can look up all the numbers at one place instead of getting out the old yellow book. So
you know what? That is a nice feature, because out here in Billings, Montana, I believe it was the Billings Gazette, which is the local newspaper, they had that on their website, and we referenced it, in the beginning, because we're like, we don't know who's open and who's not.
Right.
And we don't know, we're not really sure. We want to. It's kind of funny because we don't eat out that much.
Yeah, no,
we are eating out more now just to help and support the businesses. Exactly. So it was really a great tool to be able to see who was on that list and then click it and check out their menu and place an order. So yeah, I think that's great, because I think people are they do want to support it in some way.
Absolutely. And it's interesting. Sometimes there's little sometimes there's information that comes out to, some people were saying, well, we should only support local restaurants and not local chains, or not chains. And then some people were like, well, and I was able to put that out there and say, wait a second, some of these chains are owned locally, but also your local people work in the chains. We need them all to do well. Right. There's room for everyone to do, let's just support everyone, so that's another, again, simple way. And then we created that menu, another simple thing that we did. But we're knowing our audience, which is keeping it real hyper local. When I hear interesting story ideas, I reach out to the local media and say, hey, you might want to, because they're looking for coverage that isn't also all fear-based. They want to see how the community's coming together. Believe me when I say that. And so I've been just, as a chamber, we've just been also, again, just reaching out saying, hey, there's some interesting things. And if one newspaper grabs this story, one TV station grabs that story, now we've just promoted some more of our community. So,
and I think that's what we need more of. I think there's too much fear-based information getting spread, and of course a lot of people are blaming media, but we can't all blame media, because you've got Facebook and people are sharing things. Whether it's accurate or inaccurate, and we do want to be aware, we do want to be educated, but I think more than ever right now, we really need to be optimistic, and we need to find solutions, right? We already know what the problem is. We're fully aware of the problem. We don't know where where it's going to take us. We all have that uncertainty. So let's quit talking about the problem. Let's start talking solutions, right? What are we going to do? How are we going to help each other? Because I believe we are going to get through this, and I believe that we are going to be stronger. And I love the way communities are coming together, like what you said, and then Kathy just shared as well. And Stark County is in Canton, Ohio. But she said the takeout page has been going great here too. Went from 0 to 27,000 members in the group in less than a week. Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. Communities are coming together, and I think that's a plus of all this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we also have a Shenango Valley retail page that was created by Gia from Maison de Savon, and to promote, a lot of the retailers. There's still a lot of retail still open, and or maybe they're not open traditionally, but they're open, curbside or in other ways. And so we're working on that was created a little bit later after this, and so I'm working with her. We're actually looking to kick off some kind of some giveaways that will kind of get it going more. Yeah. And some drawings, and in the chamber supporting that too. We think that's just so important for people to realize that there are still some businesses, smaller businesses that are still selling curbside, ways to get ways to get items. I'd heard, so like Lowe's and Home Depot, those are places that are still open in Pennsylvania. They're considered essential, but it's kind of funny because, so I guess I was hearing that people are showing up at these stores because TJ Maxx is closed. So they just go into Lowe's and they wander the aisles. And so some the staff has to be like, okay, if you're not here to shop, you have to. So we're trying to say, look, we know you missed the shopping. Hey, here's a way to, there's still businesses you can support, locally. So that's our next step to really get growing. So. Yeah.
I've stopped at Lowe's myself. Yeah, but with the purpose, to buy paint, to do home projects.
That kind of cracks me up though, because I normally would never be in a Lowe's, and I'm like, man, I can almost understand that now. Like, I just would like to wander and look at doorknobs. Like, why would I ever use them? But something, So
Yeah, there is. And a lot of people are doing home projects right now,
yeah,
So Kathy also added the real opportunity for our chambers of commerce to shine and truly help businesses. Kathy, I couldn't agree with you more.
yep.
And I just have to give a huge shout out to Sherris. Sherris, you do an amazing job
It's a team effort,
directing
I
the
assure you.
chamber, and your heart really truly cares about the businesses, and I
It
have
does.
seen it.
I can say that.
I mean, I've seen the professional end, and I've seen the friend back end of when something really does hurt your heart, and you really do try. You take it personal, and you really want to give them. And I have been involved in chambers, several chambers, and honestly, I don't think any of them really have the heart that you have. So I just want to commend you on that, and not to say that other chambers don't care. I know that they do
No.
care, but you are. This is like this passion purpose with you to really help businesses.
Well, and it also might tie into, dare I say this word, the Rust Belt, in that we are here in this Rust Belt area. We have been kicked when we are down. We have been through this kind of stuff before. So we have a community that it's in our DNA to know how to get back up. We are the underdog. We've been the underdog. We know what we have to deal with, and we know how we have to step together, step back up, and kind of fight and deal with this together. And I love that our community is really coming together, and really is a team effort. All I'm doing is just being as supportive as I can be, and just trying to I'm trying to just take help just put more shine, like just amplify what's already going on here. That's all really. That's what we should be doing, I think.
Yeah. Just like Lisa is giving you a shout out too, saying, and I agree with you, Lisa. The Sheriff is an amazing ambassador for the community. You really do. So, and it shows. It shows how much you care, and I appreciate you coming on. We're gonna wrap this up because I said 30 minutes is what we try to keep this at. We're just about there. So, any words of wisdom for businesses out there, pieces of advice, anything that you want to share
Yeah.
with someone who's watching, a business owner who's watching?
Sure. I would suggest, here's a suggestion I would do. I've had some businesses reach out to me, and again, I'm gonna have someone be reaching out to you too, Deanna, who have similar businesses. If you have a business and you're in this certain business, and there's a similar business in your community, now's the time to reach out to them and say, hey, let's brainstorm. What are you doing? How can we help each other? And how, like, we're both going through similar stuff. Let's talk about, like, how are we going to look after the, post COVID, because there's going to be a post COVID. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm encouraging businesses to actually reach out and talk to other businesses to know, so number one, to find out they're not alone, because they're not, and also to see how they can help each other. This is the perfect time to do that. Like I said, pandemic partnerships is what I'm calling them. This is the time to, and it's also a great way to kind of learn together. Like, okay, there's no playbook for this. No one has ever been through this kind of thing before, like this in our country. So now is the time to reach out, and it's okay. There's no need, no shame, no pride. Just ask for help. And if you don't know the answer, go to your local chamber, go to your local elected officials. They will find the answers for you. Go to your small business development center, your SBDC, or SBA, or your SCORE, depending on what state you're in.
Absolutely. Great advice. Great advice. Thank you so much, Sherris,
You're welcome.
for joining me, for always just being there when I need something, being a friend. But I appreciate you.
Thank you.
And thank you for taking time out of your hectic schedule. I know you're juggling a lot. We may all be on lockdown, but I know your plate is fuller now probably, and you've got a full plate most of the time.
I tell you, let me add one tip. And if you're in Pennsylvania, find an Ohio friend, because you're not allowed to go over and buy liquor in Ohio right now. So find you a friend in Ohio who can buy you that liquor, because I said, it's funny. The borders get shut down. They don't get shut down for COVID. They got shut down for liquor. Welcome to Western PA, Eastern Ohio. I love it.
I'm shocked that they did that too, because that's state money.
It's so, I'm like, that's because PA, we bought them all out. I said, we can't have anything nice. We have to buy it all. I'm like, whoever bought it all out, you have to share with everyone now. That's
I love it. I love it. Yeah. So find an Ohio friend if you're from Pennsylvania to buy your liquor.
That's called pandemic partnerships right there.
That is an awesome way to end this. So thank you, Sherris, again. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Catch me tomorrow. I'm going on again at the same time, and Colleen Lozano will be joining me tomorrow. So I'm really excited. So I will catch everybody next time.
Bye.